All right. Hi, everyone. You are welcome to Nkwan Sam Center. Today, we'll be focusing on couple vibes, and the topic for today is manipulation tactics a woman might use to control you. Yeah, one party in a relationship may always use tactics to control the other party, especially when there is a hidden intention. When I talk about hidden intention, I'm referring to a situation where maybe the person wants to gain some money, an advantage, or just to ride over you to acquire something. Say if they want to travel abroad to meet you, say in the case of Africans where we come from, maybe the woman just wants to travel and use you as maybe a bait, boyfriend or a husband so that you can bring them over. And then when they come, they definitely are not in love with you. And since they are not able to reveal that directly, they may want to create some atmosphere or some tactics or situations that will make them to control you and eventually leave you. And most often when you are left, it's heartbreaking, of course. So I just want us to identify some of those areas where you will know that you are being manipulated. And when you get to realize that, either you solve it, you arrest it, or at least you should understand that you are in a situation of manipulation. Yeah. So the first of them is what we call emotional blackmail. Yeah. So emotional blackmail, what is it all about? Emotional blackmail is a situation where the person uses, as you can see, let me just read it here. The person using guilt, fear, and obligation to control someone. For example, they will say, if you love me, you would have done this. If you love me, you will do that for me. I've had a situation where a person will say, if you love me, you will maybe pick me up with a car, or you will take care of my parents. Those situations tie you down in very, very difficult ways. And it makes it so hard for you to, if you love me, you would have done this. If you love me, you would have done this. Even in normal friendships, there are emotional blackmails, and they are just blackmails which are really very dangerous. A person might be like, if you love me, if you are my friend, you share my post on Facebook. If you love me, when somebody says something which is not good about me, you are going to tell me, if you are really my boyfriend, if you are really my this, you will do this. Those are emotional blackmails. You should be watchful and wary of statements like that, because they always come in with some hidden agendas and intentions. The next one is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a situation where something is really wrong caused by the other party, and you bring it out, but then the other party uses that situation of yours, which you have presented innocently, to rather make you feel bad about yourself and even think that you are the cause of the situation. That's what we refer to as gaslighting. A lady might come over and meet you abroad, and is probably just extravagant, using maybe electricity, water, and other amenities at home in a very careless way. Then you draw their attention to it that these things cost money. But they may gaslight you by saying that you are the one who gave them that impression that things are so easy over here, so they have to use it as they want. When they talk like that, it now puts the blame on you. It's like, you are the one who told me, or when you were abroad and I was still in Africa, you made me to realize that life is easy, it's good abroad. Now I've come, you are telling me that I have to be careful, I have to use things judiciously because the bills are expensive. She puts it back on you. Yeah. Sometimes even when she comes abroad and she notices that really you are a hardworking and struggling person, she puts the blame on you for being like, oh, so you were sending this money to me when you were really working hard. You should have told me. I don't want a husband who is so busy, who is so occupied. I want somebody who is just there, available for me, take care of me. These are all gaslighting strategies. And for real, they play back on you, the person who is trying to make things right. Because, imagine somebody putting the blame on you for being true, for being helpful to them, for trying to make things right. Such a manipulation tactics can really be so bad and dangerous for you, the person. So just be vigilant on things like that. Yeah, the third one is playing the victim. Yeah, some people play the victim even when they are wrong. Let me just make it clear. The woman is a weaker sex. You should know that. At least I know that. And the society will always and always be on their side. That's why it's easy for them to play the victim. It's always like a way out. It's easy for a woman to stand here and shout, and say in the case of Africa, you just come and people start beating you up because they know that definitely you have done something wrong against her. A woman may be in the room with you and she just shouts, and it's obvious. The first impression is that you want to rape her. So let me just use this chance to advise, if you really are not sure of being with a woman in the same house, it's not even advisable to be there with her even for genuine purposes, because you can be accused at any time and it will be difficult for you to bail yourself out. There are situations where you may even just think that, okay, she's my cousin, we can pass the night together because she has nowhere to stay, but that can put you at risk as well. So to be on the safer side, if you really doubt that things are not going to favor you, you may not necessarily have her in your house, except you are three of you. Even giving a woman a lift in your car may not be that advisable, especially if you are not so sure, because the victim may always come up. If you look at all these artists, who are being accused, they may prove themselves right, but then the time, the negative energy, those are things you won't want to get involved in. Paying a lawyer, running up and down to court, those are not things you would like to, to go through. Besides, the emotional damage it causes you, the reputation that it drains from you, these are things that you won't want to drag yourself into. So be very, very vigilant when you come to issues about the woman who plays the victim when you are not so sure. This victim mentality can come up in various ways. You notice them even when you start relating with her, when she keeps complaining probably about her ex-boyfriend, or complaining about being maltreated where she's growing, or just complaining even about her teachers. There are lots of ways for you to detect that this person may one day or may eventually play the emotional victim.